Terraria is an amazing open-world 2D sandbox with a ton of content. You can go anywhere you choose, deep into tunnel systems, or up to floating islands. You may play the game your way, exploring, defeating challenging monsters, and constructing your own tiny house filled with friendly NPCs. From texture packs to elaborate mods, there are plenty of methods to keep the game fresh and intriguing. You can set your own goals and challenges for each playthrough. Perhaps you should strive to obtain the most valuable goods in the game, or defeat a boss you have yet to defeat. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of, especially with regular updates like crossovers with other games. Terraria is a huge sandbox you can sink into for hours. The second installment of Red Dead Redemption is a magnificent Western epic. The game improves on the open-world premise of its predecessor, providing you with gorgeous settings to explore. The immersion in the role of Arthur Morgan as he explores the collapse of the Wild West is the game's key selling feature. Despite the fact that the game is essentially a linear storyline, there are numerous opportunities to modify the tale during your playthrough, including obtaining different endings. Maybe you just want to keep playing Arthur Morgan for a little longer. You can play him in a variety of ways, from calculating and cold to empathetic and friendly. With so many collectibles and easily skipped side missions, you'll find amazing little details every time you visit this Wild West experience. Wasteland 3 is a turn-based role-playing game set in what's left of Colorado after the apocalypse. You play as the Arizona Rangers, who are tasked with serving the Patriarch, a local lord. You can visit many sites and have a great time discovering what you can in this icy wasteland. There's enough to do on a second or third playthrough, from locating treasures and secret armor sets to experimenting with alternative play styles and story pathways. Not only that, but there are a plethora of possible outcomes. Crafting a fresh character and playing style, and witnessing how your decisions affect the environment around you a second time, can be a lot of fun. Batman Arkham City is a terrific addition to the trilogy, allowing you to explore the entire city. Despite the fact that the plot is rather linear, you will frequently find yourself deviating from the path to complete numerous side objectives or solve intriguing puzzles. The game is really fun to return to, with engaging fighting, exploration tactics, and more. The most obvious reason to keep coming back is to get another chance to play Batman for a few hours. The harsh but chaotic tone of the game, combined with the exciting gameplay, will keep you captivated. So grab your grapnel gun and return to the fight against crime. Oblivion is a great fantasy adventure that takes place in the future. Starting in a jail cell, you create your character, become immersed in a mystery and assassination tale, and are ultimately released into Saradiel's bright, thrilling world. There are numerous side quests, guilds to join, and towns to visit in the game. In just one playthrough, you'll most certainly miss a lot. You can restart your quest as many times as you choose, testing out new classes and birthsins and facing problems in new ways. You may start with a mage and then go on to a fighter. Every time you play, you can create a new story. There is plenty of DLC and modifications to try, just like the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. All of this extra stuff keeps the game interesting and worth playing again. The Outer Worlds is a must-play for everyone looking for an epic interstellar adventure with several open worlds to explore. You have complete freedom in the struggling solar system of Halcyon once you have been roused from slumber. You can choose from a variety of routes to get to your final destination in the game. As a result, you may miss out on important questlines, or even entire planets and settlements that you may visit. A game of the Outer Worlds can be a quick adventure depending on your choices. Because of the main storyline's branching plot, no two plays will ever be the same. So gather your friends and return to the experience for a second or third time. You can side with whole different factions and solve challenges in fresh ways in subsequent playthroughs. The game's oddball comedy will keep you interested at all times. Don't Starve is an open-world survival game that is extremely difficult. Because the world is so dangerous, you'll find yourself replaying it over and over in the hopes of surviving a little longer. It has a steep learning curve and will take a lot of practice to master. Even if you complete the game, Don't Starve is worth playing again. Everything is randomized every time you start a new playthrough, even which mobs are around. What keeps fans hooked on the series is the randomization of the landscape and the events you experience in this exhilarating yet scary open world. DLC adds to the game's replayability by providing new scenarios to try. You can even gather your friends and attempt to survive as a group. Dark Souls is widely regarded as one of the most punishing games ever created. You'll want to be well prepared before entering this hard yet really open world game. Despite the fact that you'll soon discover that some roads are significantly more accessible than others, there's nothing stopping you from traveling right to the most perilous areas to encounter various beasts. Each route offers a distinct experience that can influence the outcome of your most recent excursion. The different character builds you can try out are what makes Dark Souls so replayable. You have the option of selecting a starter gift to bring with you. Will you have the master key, allowing you to pass through doors sooner than you might have been able to the last time? Or will you go out without a gift at all? After mastering the game, you can customize your Dark Souls experience by adapting your playstyle and creating your own challenges. The environment of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is full of hidden elements to discover. Take a look at the Skellige map, which is littered with question marks. Although the primary storyline will never change as you seek for Ciri, there are plenty of fascinating side quests and DLC to keep you occupied. The open world areas are massive and alive, and some tasks will only be available for a limited amount of time. You may lose your opportunity once you reach a specific stage in the main mission. It's a joy to keep repeating The Witcher 3 because there's so much to do with its fun gameplay, smart dialogue, and compelling tales. The game's narratives have several branching pathways, such as how you interact with Ciri influencing her fate. Not only that, but you can also decide what happens to a few other important characters you encounter along the journey, such as the Baron. It's impossible to see all of the options and repercussions in one sitting. With this game, several playthroughs are nearly a requirement. One of the most open-world games available is Minecraft. Its universe appears to be infinite. You could walk in one direction and never look back if you wanted to. Minecraft has established itself as a timeless game that can be played over and over again. The delight of replaying the game derives from the possibilities it represents, despite the lack of a plot. With this game, you can let your imagination go wild. You can replay the game in many game modes, such as the difficult hardcore mode, or set up a world in creative mode and create masterpieces. There are a plethora of fantastic mod packs available to transform the game into something completely different. You can play on a skyblock and progress with limited resources, or you can play one of the many adventure maps developed by other gamers. No matter how many times you play Minecraft, the possibilities are absolutely unlimited. Fallout New Vegas is widely regarded as one of Obsidian's best games of all time, flawlessly capturing the Fallout tone. You wake up with the basic purpose of finding the person who tried to kill you after getting shot in the head. Beyond that, you can explore this vast open world and learn about the Mojave Desert's secrets. Random encounters abound in the game, keeping you wondering each time you play. There are numerous objectives to complete that you may have missed on your first playthrough, as well as multiple endings to achieve. You can choose to support one of the many various factions you've encountered on your adventure, or you can go it alone and take control. Depending on your choices, the many ending cards, such as the fate of your companions, alter. It's thrilling to play the game in a new way and observe how your choices affect the game's ending. The sequel to Divinity, Original Sin is a fantastic work of art. It's an epic fantasy role-playing game that gives you free reign over several open worlds as you try to stop the evil Voidwiccan. These places are active, react to your choices, and have a sense of being lived in. You can do tasks in any sequence you like and customize your characters in a variety of ways. In this game, the possibilities seem unlimited, and your choices always have consequences. You can only bring 4 of the 6 great companions along for the adventure in Divinity Original Sin 2, or 3 if you play as a custom character. For that reason alone, you should rewatch it to learn about their individual tales and how they influence the larger plot. Having certain companions with you during the campaign can have a big impact on how things go. The friends aren't the only thing that makes each playthrough unique. Throughout the game, there are numerous decisions to be made and objectives to complete. Even your initial objective, fleeing Fort Joy, has several options. You'll want to play the game again and again to see how the many strategies you couldn't take before play out.